But I have my face blank. Not like this. Now I'm trapped doing this life. Things that I can comprehend mostly and I'm trying to understand is like how it's going with the lies. I mean, it's just because I had a time where like I really need to put that, and I feel like all humans like do that, but like we don't have like enough proof of like the what we can give to actually be or like have a certain type of lifestyle when it comes to this. And so in order for me to just say something inadequate, like I just tell whatever that happened, so yeah, especially at the gym, because there's many times where I've been looking people and they were like, I don't know, I feel like there has been times where I've really been seeing people, I've been lying, but like I don't know if that was a thing because in my mind, like lying is bad, but like there's also a thing related to like marketing where we kind of study a little bit like all the psychology of human brains. So we can get a product on sale, you know what I mean? So most of the time, I feel like the knowing that is mainly related to humans, like we cannot put in practice. That's what I have in mind because to me it's hard to understand that I recently been reading about this as well because I love to read. And so for us to preserve that part of ourselves that we think and we feel that is right for us, we are tend to do bad stuffs in order for us to leave that behind and don't preserve ourselves, So it's just related to be and like leave that behind, just not let any scramble in the past in order for us to be a new version of ourselves in this new time. So it's kind of like you are basically just trying to preserve yourself because you think you are good. You think that everything was fine with the version that you were before, but like now that you evolve and you grow, you kind of change and like you get better and whatever. But like this version that I had now is not the same that I had before because I used to not manage well some emotions. Like I'm still working on it, but I used to don't take care of myself, my mental health, don't take care of. No, you can take any cash. I have cash, but I don't share it with people. I don't take it out because I send people sometimes cash and they don't send it back. So it is not a thing related with you. But I'm glad that you asked. So has been times where you might feel like whatever, but like you basically need to kill the past version of yourself in order for you to still continue with that belief. You can have, of course, things that you kind of respect and you love for like the version that you were before, but how we as human beings change a lot, we need to accept that from what we were in the past and like in order for us to change because we are at the same time that we want to cope with like the version that we're in the past, like we are not able to be again in this kind of era, you know what I mean? So there has been many times where that is mainly because we are attached to, we think that because we leave that behind we're not gonna be like the same person, but like the only thing that we have is ourselves, and that is the only main thing that we kind of have to learn from. The habit, the personality, maybe the other stuff, we can have that, and it's okay. You don't want to change. like that, and it's okay for people as well to move on. I've been times where I really want to change someone, and I was like, no, I give up. Like, I just give up. Like, because if someone doesn't want to change, what are you gonna do? If they don't want to change, move on. That's pretty much it. You don't have to be wasting your energy, your time, whatever. And so, you know, just to move on. You know what was the most funny experiences that I had? And the one that remarkable that I had with a Muslim guy that I was talking with him, like, they were like, so you're a guy, you're the guy in the relationship, or maybe you're that. And I was like, yeah, no, technically not. Like, they were kind of trying to comprehend what is related to what I like. You know what I mean? So I genuinely I accept and relate to that, but the main point, I don't read mostly the Muslim, but like the main point is that the belief that you had is to respect women and be married to one that is mainly in purity and will be good wife, whatever. But the belief is in contradiction because you kind of had the emotional attachment to be with others. So that's what I've been kind of get to receive advices, even though I still don't accept help, but you need to be a good preacher to preach me something. You know what I mean? So that is why I respect the woman, the women that I take a course of, because she was a preacher, but she practiced what she preached. It wasn't like and there is, of course, gonna be advices, but like it's different for me giving advice to you. You need to wake up early all the time in order for you to like do many things, like whatever, like you need to. But like I'm saying in a way of like that I'm already waking up early, which I'm not doing right now. So what I can say is basically, if you wake up early, you could have more time to have problems, to like resolve many things. In order for you to be waking up late, like you don't have many time, like you basically are just doing basically the same, but like you don't have enough time to do the things that you love. But it's different because we remove that piece of you need to, from the perspective that I'm not in the same level as you. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm upper you or lower you. It doesn't matter. But like it's coming from a point or from a place that I'm not yet, but like I'm still gonna teach you that. You know what I mean? So that's how I work. If I'm not doing something all the time, most of like 65% of the time, I won't blame somebody for doing that. And the same way that I do many things that I learned to do some stuff, I won't be blaming somebody for doing that. Because you say T. So basically, that's what I've been feeling lately. Like, it's not the same saying one thing to another. And like, one of the things that I feel like caught my attention most in marketing was like, you can reach all the global like all the global people, like all the people on the earth, to purchase you to whatever. Like it's just a small person that will do that work for you, or like that will accept you, because it's draining. Honestly, it's really draining to be with many people, be many things, be like it's draining. So you need to accept the fact that you won't reach maybe everybody, because I don't know about TikTokers drama a lot. I don't understand, even though there are singers about like a small like all the people that is in the corn community. I don't know. Like I don't know. I know maybe one person, and that is because they appear real in the news, or because they did something horrific, maybe. But like, no. I find friends. I find friends. But like, that is personal life, you know. That is personal life. I've been keeping my personal life private, mainly because I will be turning 21. And in that time, I tried to set the stuff private. But just now that I'm pretty much calm, I'm working out with my therapist, and I always I had this question yesterday because yesterday I had therapy, and I was talking with the therapist, and like I've been talking to her, and like I've been asking why people, even though they are psychologists, like they could have missing points, like that why they can be preachers and be preaching to themselves, like we practice what they preach. And she told me basically that the pattern that you have is basically that some humans could really understand, like they couldn't, even though that they know, they cannot accept here. You know what I mean? Like people that they preach cannot accept what they teach. You know what I mean? But like even though that I had one time that I had a little knowing, and I used to teach people, you should maybe do this, you should maybe do that, you should whatever, because I had the time as well. And my teachers told me you should take your advice and you should practice what you teach. And I've been like, well, that kind of hit me a little bit. And then I put a little in practice, and the same way that I put like one time, the same way that I teach others, the same way that I preach to myself, and the same way that I'm managing most of the time detachment. And hi, and I've been, well, it's fine. It's a normal feeling. I understand. But mainly because I really Uranus is a planet beautiful as well. Actually, the necklace that I had is inspired on Saturn. Someone one time asked me about this necklace, and it's in reference to Saturn and all the galaxy, like the universe. Mainly, the universe is mainly based on like nature, but it's not that only. Like it's just about the humans, nature, how they correlate, and like what we are as a society. So yeah, this is based on the Saturn planet and the universe. I really couldn't find something to like be have symbolism for me, because even though that the pantheism technically is way older than other type of religions, is really not that well spoke about it. Like I see people that they were like, yeah, I believe in universe, I believe in that, I believe in whatever, but like believing is not the same as getting into. I'd love to get into and then say that I believe in something. because I'm juggling. It's not like I'm not, I love to have something stable. Three things that are stable in my life right now: what I do believe, what I do, goals, and the way that I put my limits. And it's radically more than ever because at the minute that I feel off or that I feel a little bit drained, I completely cut it off and I don't have regrets. I mean, I do have times of feeling emotionally attached, but the time that I mainly feel this way or this way or this way or this way, or I'm juggling is not the same. You know what I mean? Rather than other things that happen to me, such as the career that I will be studying right now. I'm getting in touch with that. I have close to August to come in. Um, I feel like in August I will come back. Like in July. In July I will do all of this. It's just my thing of college. But I've been getting detached and cut it off. Like the belief or like the thought or the plans that I had for pharmacy as well. But all of that are connected. Like I don't get blame or I don't get surprised when I see many pharmacy places that sell many things and they're like, yeah, this, yeah, that, that I can differentiate what is going on with the place. Like I can dig in and I can see what is going on. Or like if you need to see how my country is going financially, you don't need to go to thrift stores because that is the places that they have good clothing. But go to a convenient to a normal store of clothes and you will pick it up and you will see how it's going on the country because the materials that they use to do their clothes and stuff like that will tell you so much about their country. You will search a piece of clothing that is mainly made on the country and you will see then what is going on financially because if a country is using for the clothes that they make 50% plastic and another 50% cotton is basically equal to be like 50-50 safe, 50 not safe in the country. But that's pretty much what is going on, you know. There has been times where I've been like learning how and why and ways to also been still working on that to kind of give you a little bit of perspective, but just to teach your body to don't be threatened and don't feel happy because I feel threatened or if you hurt. Because I saw an experiment that they did with rats and that was heartbreaking. And it worked me so much because it kind of was like having a toxic relationship because they give you a punishment but then they give you a reward, so the body only recognizes the reward but like they see punishment as just a way of it's on the way so that it will get like the reward higher. So that's mainly what happens with humans, and that's what I don't love much the community of like self-improvement whatever because the punishment is just killing your body and the reward is money. That's pretty much. So I see that trends of like I get rich, I get that, I get whatever, I get I don't know, but like the way is just being bad with yourself and then getting the reward. I see the same with rats, I see the same with humans, I see the same with everybody, including with myself, that the punishment shouldn't be the way for you to get the reward. You can have the reward while you are on the way to get whatever you want to get. You cannot only get the time. It's gonna have a little regret as well, because just to give you a little example, on purpose, I didn't club, I didn't go to bars, I didn't socialize so much, I didn't do many things. But like the reward was, for me, was like my grades, whatever. It was so dumb to say, but like it was technically what makes me go on a hike, because I starved myself from getting out many times, because I wanted to be a good student. I wanted to succeed in that, whatever. But the time that I flip it off and just flip the coin, like let's get back to reality, was that I didn't use the tactics that my classmates use or whatever, so I didn't basically get good grades. Not because I really was putting effort in, because I genuinely was not using the mechanism that my classmates use. Yucky. And so the time that I get like the the minute that I wanted that reward, it completely switched it off, because I wasn't being on the way as well with the reward. Just getting on the way for the big reward, basically. So that is what was going on. And I feel drained, up and down, up and down. And that's pretty much it. I feel like there is one book that is related to this, that is basically about like ¿Quién se ha llevado mi queso? I don't know if you hear that in English, but like who take my cheese, and is related to this perfect metaphor that I will tell you. And in this book, they explain you that there's one person, there's two guys, right? And they were searching cheese. And there's another two rats that they're searching cheese, right? So there are two people and two rats as well. They were searching cheese, and they were juggling many ways. They were juggling, whatever. And then they find like a big place, a big cheese rewards. And so when they find them, that the place doesn't have a lot of cheese, they still stay in, and they hope for the cheese. That they want to dig into the cheese and whatever. And they couldn't find it. They were waiting and waiting, but they didn't find it. Then the two rats just walk away and search another type of cheese. And there's another two humans that there are, one of them is searching new cheese, and another is staying searching, or like hoping for the cheese. So in order for one to still walk away and just move on and like get the little rewards, there is another that is starving and is staying for the reward. So that's how I felt about starving yourself from rewards and then hoping for the big reward. Just getting on the way with little rewards, it will make less appealing the big reward. You know what I mean? And it's silly to say, because yesterday I was watching, I was scrolling down, digging in. I was like, how many hours or how many decades will take me to achieve maybe this, because it's someone that I have the respect for, even though that I don't do the same content as him. But like I was like, how many? How bad it can be? And I was like, 4 years. And I've been just being, and I look up to my calendar and I'm like, 4 years. hmm You are here, so that counts. There is people that rewatch it. You don't know that. There is people that rewatch it and take it as screenshots. I see that often. Even though that I've been like in a group chat and there is basically someone that take two screenshots, and I had a validation for someone that I respect before, so I don't have any other type of seeking validation. Enough is enough. And it really surprised me the time that I received that from someone that I genuinely respect. I was shaking even though the time I was like, oh my gosh. As a person that I also admire people. So yeah. Yeah, you can ask. That's fine. Wait, I see your channel. Wait. I see your channel maybe. I feel like I did watch your videos. But let get into the question. Go ahead and ask. Oh, it's fine. I've been just here to share my knowing. I don't have any commitment to for viewing. That what it makes it fun. Like it's like selling. I feel like being working in a coffee shop it can give you the same perspective because there are times there is no customer at all, but there are times that there's some customers the same as what we do in lives. There is time that really people have been coming in, but it's silly to think about why they come in. Because one time I was mopping my bathroom and really people came in, which is funny to think about. But like, there is one time that I prepped for a live. I did my makeup, I did my clothes, and like 10 people just came in, which I do appreciate. But like, you can see the kind of difference. Kind of could surprise you and could make you feel like what is going on, as well as for example one time that I did like a short where I was really random. I really didn't do that on purpose, and like people just eat it up the video. Or like recently happened me saying like I don't have kids and I'm from the 2005, and there's many people that watch the video more than the cover that I prep. I set up the candles, I set up the vibe, I put the lighting, I was basically all over, and really people didn't come in. And I felt like I don't know, maybe my thing is comedy. And yeah, so basically that was going on. I speak so much English in social media that it freaks me out whenever I'm trying to translate something and it translates us in English. Yeah, I stalk some of my viewers as well. I think, no, there's one thing that I get really curious because some of you have a good life, honestly, and having seen the little you were like, oh my gosh, in the trip, oh my gosh, in the thing, oh my gosh, the overview, oh my gosh, the thing. Like, there was one time that somebody that was hiking a lot followed me, and I really been feeling that time good. So I was like, cancel this message. People are crazy. mm. It's crazy. But I have all of that here. Whoa. You were the Muslim guy that it was texting me that. For real? I don't remember the message. Wait, which guy? No, never mind. Constant to this event and everybody's to them passions. Have photographic memory, which I don't like sometimes. I don't like having that power, let's say, because it's not like a power, it's more like a wherever it is in front of me, it's like that. It's in my hands. Well, enough reading. Many are so kidding. But have a good day. Remember that everybody will remember what they remember. And I don't know, just the feeling of absence in a sense. Mainly because I don't know. It's just hard to understand sometimes. Because I can remember and they cannot remember. Like for example, I remember an image of a woman. Like I still remember the left. A guy one time sent me a picture of a woman, then they deleted it, but like I remember exactly the same. A woman in a swimsuit with a left arm. This side was like right here, and they had like a rose on the left arm. And then another on the ankle was close to the hip because he was wearing a bikini, so I didn't love that. And I don't know. There were some things that I could not remember. There are others that I remember. But honestly, I don't put the effort into remembering. That's what I don't remember. That's how it works nowadays, and most people don't like to say that, including humans in general, that they say, "Oh my gosh, I don't know," they don't put the effort, and so most of them clearly don't remember, or they won't put in the effort. One of them just somewhere in between. Either way, have a good day. Bye.